Baseball parks are a thing of beauty, but apart from the smell of freshly cut grass in the outfield and the appearance of a carefully manicured infield, the baseball diamond is also a venue where high levels of athleticism can be displayed. In fact, it is widely believed that hitting a baseball is the single most challenging task in pro sports, especially when considering that the ball is coming in at speeds higher than 95 miles per hour. Why else would players who fail at the plate 7 times out of 10 be considered elite? After splitting a doubleheader yesterday against the Concordia Stingers, the 2013 version of the McGill Redmen are back at practice today, where they will be preparing for another busy week of baseball. Here at Gary Carter Field in Côte Saint-Luc, Quebec, we're going to introduce you to members of the 2013 McGill Redmen baseball team, including their manager, Jason Starr, who will be joining me on the line.
Hi, I'm Matthew Darge. Before I played for the Montreal Canadiens, I played for the McGill Redmen. You're watching David Stein, the best sports reporter at McGill University.
Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup.
Ready, steady, go!
I'm joined here with the head coach of the McGill Redmen baseball team, Jason Starr. Thanks for coming on the line, Jason.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for coming to our field and having some coverage on our baseball team.
What made you get into coaching?
I've been coaching now since for about 15, 16 years. I used to play competitive baseball when I was a kid, and then I was umpiring for a bit and really just enjoyed more of the coaching end of it and teaching baseball. So since 15, 16, I've been involved in baseball here in the West Island of Montreal, and then came to McGill, played 4 years at McGill, joined the assistant coaching staff. Was an assistant coach on the staff for 7 years, and then last year was my first year as a head coach here at McGill.
Is there one player, one position that you like to work with in particular?
No, I mean, I grew up as a pitcher, so I always enjoy working with the pitchers. But for me, the best part about coaching is seeing the development of the team. To take a team at the beginning of the year, work with them, see them progress, see them grow, see them bond together as a team, and then at the end of the year, see what, really the fruits of your labor and how good of a baseball team they can be. That, to me, is the most rewarding part about coaching.
Are you a fan of Major League Baseball?
Yeah, for sure. Just unfortunately, we need a team back here in Montreal.
Is there one manager in Major League Baseball that you look up to?
Felipe Alou. I mean, I know he's not here right now, but I mean, growing up as a kid, I was a huge fan of the Expos, would go to a lot of their games from like 91 to 94, 95, and to me, Felipe, I had the opportunity to meet him a couple of times. He's just a masterful man, and one thing I remember from what he told me once was you never stop learning baseball. He's 60, 65, 70 years old in that range, and he says he learns something every time he steps onto the field, which is something important that I try and teach my players.
Are you the type of manager who gets really, infuriated if there's a bad call? Will you come out of the dugout and, kick some dirt at the umpire?
I've been told I'm passionate. I stick up for my players. I stick up for my team. Obviously, you have to learn the fine line of when to go out there and motivate and argue and when to let the game go. But I definitely have a lot of passion. You wear the McGill uniform, you have to have a lot of passion. I try and pass it along to the team, but passion along with class at the same time.
Is there one memory in particular that you have that stands out as perhaps your favorite coaching memory?
That's a tough question. You know what? I would have to say I won 2 national championships here at McGill as an assistant coach. Both of those are pretty special. Just to be a part of guys winning and winning for McGill, it really doesn't get much better than that.
If there's one specific goal that you could say for this season, what would that be?
I mean, the overlying goal is always to win a national championship. I think that's the expectations you have to have when you work for and you play for McGill. But obviously, in any season, there's a lot of things that can happen. So the goal is always to get better, improve, play well, and play your best baseball at the end of the year.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was really a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much.
I'm joined here with Adam Manis, first baseman for the McGill Redmen baseball team. Thanks for coming on the show, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
I've been told you're a doctor. Is that correct?
That is correct. Well, I'm a resident doing my residency.
That's unbelievable. Can you just talk to us about balancing baseball with school? Obviously, you're in the medicine program, and it's probably a pretty challenging schedule you have. How do you do that?
Yeah, well, so it's a little bit of a different challenge than I have than some of the other players. I'm working at the hospital, regular shifts during the day, so sometimes I have to show up late and sometimes I miss games if I'm working later on the weekends, but I do my best and try to show up ready, and I do it because I love it.
What kind of doctor do you see yourself being in the future?
Well, right now I'm a second-year resident in family medicine, so I'm going to be a family medicine doctor, and I'm interested in possibly doing a subspecialty, a fellowship in sports medicine.
That's awesome. Are you the team doctor?
I'm not the team doctor officially, but unofficially, when a lot of guys in baseball have shoulder problems, so I like to check them out. And unofficially, I let them know what I think they have. But obviously, encourage them to go see the sports doctors at the McGill Sports Medicine Clinic to get an official diagnosis.
I understand you're a first baseman. What is it about that position that made you want to play baseball and play that position?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I've played a lot of different positions throughout my career. When I first was on the McGill team as an undergraduate many years ago, I was mostly a pitcher. And now I can't really pitch that much because my shoulder's not as strong as it used to be. And then first base is just a position that I'm able to play well. It works good with my height.
What kind of hitter are you? Do you hit for power?
I'd like to think that I have the power capabilities, but in the short McGill season, maybe last year, I didn't hit for as much power as I would have liked to, more singles. But I like to drive in runs, come up with runners on base, and produce.
Nothing wrong with that. Are you a high socks player or a low socks player? Do you wear your socks high?
Low socks all the time.
Why is that?
It's just it's more stylish. Can't
Okay.
forget about style when you're playing.
Of course, it's all about looking good. At this point, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It was really a pleasure talking to you, and really it's unbelievable that you're in medicine and you're playing for the Redmen. I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
After getting to know members of the McGill Redmen baseball team, I hope you've been inspired enough to come out and support them. Clearly, there is more to the game of baseball than just hitting a ball and running around the bases. While this segment is over, we hope you can join us next time when we check out more of McGill's young, talented athletes. Reporting from Gary Carter Field in Côte Saint-Luc, Quebec, I'm David P. Stein for TV McGill Sports.